Want to welcome you guys into Offense Defense here. We've got an interview with former alum, former camper, former Penn State defensive end, Shareef Miller. We're excited to have you.
Absolutely.
Should be a good one for you. First of, these upcoming little sit-down interviews. Should be some good insight shared within the camps, within really just your kind of personal life going through what you've gone through, your career, your college recruiting. I'm Christian Mitchell, alongside by Cade Williams, and we got a show today for y'all. Do you want to just start us off, Sharif, with a little background on yourself?
Okay. Shareef Miller. Um, I went to Penn State, went there for 4 years. Uh, got drafted to the Eagles. Spent 2 years with the Eagles. Bounced around a little bit. Played in the USFL, played in the XFL, and yeah, it's pretty much my journey so far.
Yeah, sounds good. Go Birds, by the way. I'm also from the Philadelphia area, so that
Yes,
was cool to
sir.
see.
Yes,
Yeah, good
sir.
times right now.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, what year did you go to an OD camp, OD Bowl?
I went to the OD Bowl in 2015.
2015. Okay. And then your first year in college was 2016 with Penn State, right?
That was 2015. That was that summer.
Got you. Got you. Okay. So our first, kind of real question is what was your recruiting process like, going into your freshman year at Penn State?
Yeah, recruiting was good for me in high school. Like I accumulated over like 25 offers. And yeah, man, it was a roller coaster, that whole experience. And I chose Penn State. Penn State was just the best place for me, the right fit for me.
Was there anything like specific about Penn State that stood out? Like I know it's like, Philadelphia, Penn State, same sort of thing, but they are like 3 hours apart.
Yeah, the thing that stuck out to me was I took an official visit and it was the whiteout game that really sold me.
Mm,
When I went to the whiteout game, that sold me. But also, it was just the plan that Penn State had for me and the connection I had with my defensive line coach, Coach Sean Spencer. We was real close.
got you, got you. Yeah, that whiteout game was
Yeah, no,
good
the,
too.
the the White games are always very electric, especially that one against Michigan. Timeout on the first play of the game because the crowd was so loud.
Still see the clips of that all the time.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it circulates all the time. It's insane. I ain't gonna lie. Like playing in it, watching it is crazy, but playing in it is a whole different feeling.
Yeah, it's like what's going through your head, running like not when you're running out of the tunnel, when you're sitting there waiting, you just hear the crowd going crazy before a big game like that for a whiteout.
Man, it give you goosebumps. They give you goosebumps. It's like a movie. It's crazy. It's hard to describe it, but it's like it be so loud. But it's like when you like in the game though, it's like you really don't hear nobody. It's like crazy when you like locked in, but like you just see like 1,000 fans screaming, yelling at the all white. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So my question for you. So speaking of when you talk about like a movie, you being a Philly guy going to Penn State and then being drafted by the Eagles, take me through that. What is like? Take me through all that. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's kind of like I kind of had like a road to glory experience, So being from Philly, playing Philly high school, going to Penn State, and then get drafted by the Eagles. Like I could have never imagined it to like play out for me like that. Like I ain't even like it's like that was like surreal for that to even happen. And like I kind of ain't like I knew that the Eagles were gonna draft me. I kind of had a feeling that they might draft me because when I was training out LA, my position coach he hit me up. He was like, "Yeah, like Phillies like said they really like you. They really like your film. They gonna come and watch you at pro day." So I was like, "Man, damn, the hometown checking me out and all that." And then like when it happened, like on draft day when it happened, you gotta wait for that area code. Whatever area code pop up, you know where you going. So
Hmm.
like when I saw that Philly area code, I thought like it was like one of my boys or somebody just like calling me or something like that. And then when I answered, it was Howie Roseman on the phone, and I couldn't even believe it. It was crazy. Just from being a fan my whole life, and then watching that happen, that was like the best moment of my life. Besides my son, that was the best moment of my life getting that call.
Yeah, I mean, that's storybook stuff there. Like
Absolutely.
actual,
Yeah.
everyone be dreams to get drafted by their hometown team, and like you turn that into a reality. Going back over into Penn State, you had a lot of offers as a freshman, and then you redshirt your freshman year. So I know that can be challenging. I think a lot more now with NIL and the transfer portal. But at the time, how do you go from kind of being like the guy in high school to having to redshirt right away in college?
Yeah, it was challenging because you want to play right away, but I knew early on that I wasn't ready to play. I ain't gonna lie, like they were like strong. The boys are strong up there, so I had to give my weight up. So like I understand that. So I just took that red shirt freshman year was
Hmm.
a year for me to just develop and grow and get stronger.
Gotcha. Yeah, especially against those big Penn State players at the time. Some great teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Especially that 2016 team, Big Ten championship team against Wisconsin.
yeah,
How was that, by the way? You were at that game, yeah?
yeah. I was a red shirt freshman. Yeah, that was that whole season was just incredible. Like like. We was like 0-2. We lost. We got blown out by Michigan. We lost a nail biter to Pitt, and then after that, we just like went on like a crazy run. Like I think we was playing Minnesota, and we was about to lose against Minnesota, and then we went to overtime, and we scored. So I think Saquon scored overtime. We won, and we just carried that momentum from that game all the way to the Big Ten championship.
Just one of those team of destiny sort of things.
Yeah, I feel like we should have gotten the college playoff that year too
Hmm.
Yeah, I know.
over
Me being a Penn
Washington.
State fan, a lot of us were pretty upset that we got snubbed out of that
Yeah.
one, especially after Franklin called out the committee, basically.
Yeah, we was the hottest team.
Yeah,
I feel like we was the hottest team.
truly, especially after beating Ohio State that year too.
Yeah, yeah,
That was definitely, the at the time the lunchroom debates back in I think
yeah.
I was literally in the eighth grade when that was going on.
Now they got
um,
12 teams. Now it's 12 teams to get in there now. It's crazy.
mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, completely. It's crazy how playing in college 5 years ago versus now is just like entirely different.
Man, it's different. Them kids getting paid now and all that. It's crazy.
Hmm. Hmm. So back to that red shirt freshman year. So you spend that actual football season, developing, getting your weight up, working. So what does that kind of off season look like? When you're getting ready to take that jump to getting some playing time your sophomore year.
Yeah, going into that off season, that jump, man, I just was trying to just put my head down and work and just grind because I knew it was a lot of great players around me. I know that we had seniors and stuff like that my red shirt freshman year that were about to leave and stuff like that. But we still had like upperclassmen. But like I knew I was gonna get an opportunity to play, but I just had to get ready. I had to get ready like mentally and physically for it. So I just like dedicated that because I wanted to play. I ain't just wanted to be a guy that just on scholarship and never played.
Hmm.
Because I knew if I put the work in and stuff like that, I knew the type of player I will be.
For sure, for sure.
I said it's cool you mentioned that because the mental aspect is usually something that gets really overlooked
Oh
when
yeah.
it comes to not just college football, but also high school, all the way up to the pros from mini football, in my opinion. Speak going back a little bit further. Uh, Offense, defense. How has that impacted or influenced your life both on and off the field?
Can you say that question one more time?
I'm sorry. Yeah, so, how has offense, defense impacted your life both on and off the field?
I would say, um, I feel like on the field, it impacted me a lot because the offensive defensive board they gave me they gave me opportunity to play with other great players and stuff like that. So I was able to be around other great players
Hmm.
that's like dominant and lead the day. Like I feel like my team that 2015 like was real underrated. Like far as like players like we had. We had DJ Moore. That was my boy from Philly. We came up there together actually. Saquon, he was playing fullback. That was funny. And
Mhm.
we had Lamar Jackson playing quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how it like how like things like played out and stuff like that. So I would always be grateful for that, like that opportunity. And I feel like off the field it helped me too, because I was able. That was like my first time like being away from home and stuff like that, being in a whole different setting. So the coaches there and everybody that that hooked everything up for everybody. They taught me a lot. Like I learned a lot from just a lot of great people, and I always carry with me. Like I never forget because everybody they want to talk about the All American game and the Army and Navy game, but like they really sleep on the OD Bowl. The OD Bowl got some. They got some dogs. We got some real dogs too.
Yeah, that year especially, like I can't even imagine a backfield with Lamar and Saquon, and then you've got
Yeah,
DJ Moore out there as well. It's like,
It's
li-
crazy.
literally, what are you supposed to do? Like,
there's
It's
very little you can do against something like that.
yeah,
It's
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. They all doing the same stuff they doing. Like Lamar, I mean, trying to tackle him in practice, chase him in practice, man. Man, he doing the same thing he was doing in the OG Bowl, and he doing in the league. And Saquon too. Saquon, he was playing fullback. He wasn't even starting running back, which was
that's
crazy.
crazy.
But
Fullback was that the first time you met Saquon before it was your
no,
teammate
I
at Penn?
actually met Saquon. See, I'm gonna tell you a funny story with Saquon. So I was the last one to like commit to Penn State. So Penn State at that time, they was like signing all like the top PA kids in state, and I ain't never signed. So um, I met Saquon my first time meeting him. We was writing on like Twitter and stuff like that because he was trying to get me to come to Penn State. Like, man, let's come to Penn State, trying to recruit me. So the first time we met was at the Eagle Stadium, right? So it was like all the top high school kids in PA. We came and took a picture. So like that was my first time actually meeting him. So it's so crazy that it played out. That I got drafted to the Eagles, and now he a Super Bowl champion with the Eagles, and yeah, that was my first time meeting him at the Eagles field at the link.
Yeah, it's like it all continues to come full circle there.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's unreal. Like that's unreal stuff. Literally like storybook.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Um, going back to your sophomore season. The season ended in the Rose Bowl against USC. Um, just physically going from Happy Valley to California, that's a hike. And in your first year where you're actually like routinely playing, how did you kind of like mentally prepare to like be all business, go out there for what was, the biggest game of your career on a cross country road trip?
I was just saying, just learning from the older guys, man, seeing how they work and seeing how they approach the game and stuff like that. So I was just real locked in, like being in the Rose Bowl, that's the what they say, the granddaddy of them all. So it was just like, man, like I was just excited to get out there.
Yeah. Crazy stadium,
It was
historical one.
crazy.
Yeah,
It was crazy. And that was a crazy game too against USC. I'm still sick about that. Still
that
sick
went
about that
right down
game.
to the wire.
Yeah, that was the peak of Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's where Sam Donald. Sam Darnold, he had a crazy game. It's so funny because our defensive coordinator was talking about Sam Donald. He was like, "Yeah, man, he not really that athletic, man. He can't move." Man, we got in the game, man. That dude did not take no sacks, man. He was athletic enough, man.
Yeah, it was like younger Big Ben where he wasn't necessarily fast, but he's shifty in the pocket, like stepping up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great pocket awareness for sure.
Mhm.
Like he did not take no sacks, and if he was about to get sacked, he'd throw it at the last second.
Yeah. I'm sure that's like the most frustrating thing is like a defensive lineman. You get off the block, you get right there and they just trash it right in front of you.
Yeah, like I don't like playing against like shifty fast quarterbacks, and I don't like quarterbacks that be moving around that pocket that know how to move around that pocket. It'd be frustrating coming off that edge.
For sure, for sure.
So I know you mentioned that you played just about every like level of the sport. You played in high school, you played in college, you played in the NFL, you played in the USFL. So take us through the differences between those levels of play and like how you prepare for how you prepare or prepared for each of those sort of games.
Yeah, I would say high school. That was just off like raw ability, you know, and being like the biggest guy out there and stuff like that. So high school was really just me playing off raw ability and stuff like that. But like once I got to college, man, it was like way faster. Everybody was just as good as me or better, So when I got to college, man, I just really had to harp on the technique. the technique aspect of the game and like, really understanding like the way I rush, how I line up, like things like that when I got to college because the game was so fast. Everybody's really good, and going to the pros, it was even harder because it was even faster than this. You playing against all the best players in the world, and you had to be like a technician at the NFL level. I feel like the NFL level is all about this working on your craft and stuff like that, and really like paying attention to the details and the little things too. Like playing in the NFL, like it's tough because it's a lot of good dudes. This dudes that been in the league like 10 plus years, that got it down to a T. So like it's all about your work ethic when you get to the NFL. And I would say the USFL and the XFL, it wasn't like the same as the NFL, but you played against a lot of guys that played in the NFL, so it kind of gave you like that feel. So you just had to. I feel like once I got to college and really understand, like how to prepare for a game and how to work and stuff like that, all that like just translated once I got to like the next level playing professionally because you needed it. You can't just play off like raw ability and talent. Talent only gets you so far because everybody across the board is talented. It's all about what you do and you put that work in, and you gotta like constantly, you gotta constantly improve too in the NFL too, and college too, because at the end of the day, it's a business. At the end of the day, like that's the most different thing. Like in college, well now they got the NIL, so I don't know how that go, but in college is really it's just it ain't like a business, like what I'm saying. So you get the pros, it's straight business. It's like straight business, like you feel me? Like it's straight business. You can't have no feelings involved, none of that. They want you to come there, put the work in, you know what I mean? Do what's required to do. But also you gotta be that player. I feel like in the NFL, like they watch everything, so you gotta really stick out. So if they like telling you, all right, this is what the require is, like, all right, you gotta work out and stuff like that, you gotta do more than that. You don't never wanna be that dude that's do what required. They told me that at Penn State. Never be a do what's required dude. That's not enough.
Mhm. So do you think that Penn State specifically like kind of molded you to prepare you for the pros? Like do you think that compared to other Division 1 colleges that they kind of have a leg up on that?
Yeah, I feel like for me, I feel like Penn State do a real good job to feel like preparing us for like the next level because that's everybody dream and goal. But man, like I just know like my position coach, Coach Franklin, and they staff. Once like we ain't never like they ain't never really talk about like the league and stuff like that until like dudes are like eligible to get drafted, and then like got a chance to get drafted. Then that's like they gonna harp on like all the little things like they'll probably tell you like a scout came in asking about you and how you doing stuff like that. You just want Penn State just prepare me and the other guys that's in the league and stuff now and just go about your business the right way and handle yourself the right way and just work hard.
Mm, for sure. And I mean with the amount of guys that they put in the league, not just right now, but literally every year for as long as I can
Yeah,
remember, I feel like they
Yeah.
would be very good at
yeah.
it.
Penn State back. Penn
Hmm.
State back for real, like
Yeah.
right. Penn State back. We got a lot of guys.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're right there. They were right on the cusp, just barely couldn't get it done against Notre Dame. But
Yeah, close game. That was crazy game.
next year, though,
But
Yeah.
yeah, they should
next
have
year they're
won. They should
coming.
have won. They should
Next
have
year they're
won that
coming.
game. They should
Hmm.
have. That was their chance, man, to go to the national championship right there. You feel me? They might. I think I like them next year though, because all the guys coming back and stuff like that. But that was a golden opportunity right there, man.
Mhm. They like I don't want to say they had like an easy path, but that's about as easy as a path you're gonna get in a college
Yeah.
Yeah,
football playoff.
Oh yeah, for sure. SMU, Boise State. Come
Hmm.
on,
and,
they supposed to take
and
advantage of that.
especially this year with like you had the storyline. You couldn't write a better story. Like multiple times not able to get it done against Ohio State, losing close games, and then you have a chance to face them
Hmm.
in the ultimate game of college football for college football. Just barely couldn't get it done, but I have a high hopes for next season.
Yeah, like you said, all the key guys are coming back. Both
Yeah, I
those.
do. I do too, man. I like them to repeat and get back there and finish the job this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Coach Franklin's harping in on to just finish. They're
Man,
there. They're always there.
just finish. You just gotta make the. They just gotta make the plays, man. Because like once you getting them type of games and stuff like that, man, it's like one false thing, man, can determine a game because you know it's high hopes and I mean, and it's like you playing against another talented team that probably won 12 games and stuff like that. So the talent is equal. It's all about who gonna be the more disciplined team that's gonna win.
Mhm. Those timely plays, like you
Hmm.
said, everyone is so good at that point, like that there's not really like a talent mismatch. It's just that one single play. Pretty much in most of these games.
So, how would you say that by playing football, how has that impacted your life? How has that impacted your life outside of football?
Man, football saved my life, man. Honestly, man, this coming where I come from Philly. It's a lot of things that be like going on and stuff like that that can like pull you to like the wrong direction. And I felt like football was like everything to me. So I feel like football really like changed my life and made me meet great people, be around great people, a different scenery. And it like, it took me real far, man. Like, just always having a dream as a kid wanting to go to NFL. I never thought it would be possible, but I'm just glad that I like this. I stayed the course. I never like followed nobody. I already made my mind up of what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a football player, and I just stuck to that plan. So like football took me so many places that I never thought I could be.
Yeah, I mean, love to hear that. Love to
Yeah,
hear that.
absolutely.
Going a little bit back into college, I know we kind of talked about this already. That the whiteout against Michigan. Do you think, like, I mean, you play in some big stadiums, at Ohio State, at Michigan, Penn State, Beaver Stadium, but do you think, or what do you think was the loudest environment you've ever played in?
Iowa,
Iowa.
Iowa is loud because it's like. They're louder than Ohio State and Michigan. Iowa is Beaver and then it's Iowa because like Iowa, they fans are crazy and like how they stadium set up is like it's kind of like a bowl and it like come up and like the fans literally can touch you because they was telling us like yeah don't put your helmet on the bench because they'll grab your helmet and take it back to the top. But man, like Iowa was so loud. Like that was like my favorite. I think that was probably my best college game I had when we played at Iowa. It was so loud.
That's crazy. That's not a
Yeah.
not an answer I was expecting.
Iowa is loud.
Mm. I'm sure it was cold, and that's just like the Midwest, like is football like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like sort
Yes.
of like Nebraska.
Yeah, Iowa definitely. Everybody always say that though when they be like, "Man, you played in Michigan, Ohio State." I'm like, "Nah, Iowa is the loudest place I played there in college, besides Beaver."
Gotcha, gotcha.
I know that one year, Jamal Johnson really quieted the crowd on
Oh
that one
yeah,
night.
oh
How
yeah.
loud they were.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. That was a real crazy game because we was down and we would like march right down the field and he caught that touchdown, man, in the game, man. That was crazy. They fans just went from like loud, rowdy, going up, going crazy. So when that touchdown happened, them people looked like somebody died. They was like,
Oh,
oh my God. They was sick.
0 to 100, or 100 to 0,
yeah.
real quick.
Real
Yeah,
quick, hey, it got so quiet in there. You could have dropped the feather, could have fell or something like that. You would have heard it. That's how quiet it got. It was crazy.
yeah. That's that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Like a pin dropping after that. Um, going kind of sticking with the environment. It's like, can you take us through the post game, kind of celebration after beating at the time number 2 Ohio State?
Oh man, it was like a movie. After we beat Ohio State, man, I'm saying it was like insane. Like the whole stadium rushed the field. That was crazy. It took forever to get out of that. And then like afterwards, after the game, the whole Penn State downtown was just going crazy. I think kids knocked down a light pole. It was crazy. Like it was insane. Like that whole night was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I believe it's like the same energy like the Eagles winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
literally
was like a
just
mini
like
Philly up
that.
there.
Yeah.
It was it was
Yeah.
it was definitely like that. Like it was crazy.
Truly. So, just kind of a like skill based question here. What would you say was your signature like rush move, like as a
I
pass
was
rusher?
I was a speed guy, so I like to just I would do try to beat that man to that set point to his set and just swipe his hands or my little speed chop rip dip and bend dip and get around that corner. So I would say just using my speed and getting to that set point, beating that tackle to that that set point, and then just go off whatever he give me. Like if he give me hands, I probably swipe him. If he give me no hands, I probably power him. And it's like I would like most of the times if I can just beat him to that set point, I don't even gotta worry about him. I just gotta make sure I clear it through.
For sure, for sure. So, what would you say the best offensive lineman or offensive tackle, on the edge that you faced, whether it was in college or the pros?
Lane Johnson,
Yeah,
Lane
yeah.
Johnson, man, Lane Johnson, man, he got me. Man, he taught me so much how to be an edge rusher and how to how to defeat a tackle. Like man, I used to get frustrated going against Lane because I could never beat him. Like I could never beat this dude. Like he did so good. Like with his feet, his set point, he got it all down to a T. And like I never had an offensive lineman like a lot of offensive linemen, they like to shoot their hands and stuff like that. Lane don't shoot his hands. He shoot his hands from underneath, but he wait till you get to him and then just latch on to you. So I was definitely say Lane. I beat him one time and I was so happy in practice, but he was the best by far. Like he's still the best in the league tackle. I don't think nobody. I ain't even being biased, but I watched him like lock up my rookie year. Every best edge rusher, Khalil Mack, you can name all of them. He shut them down. I ain't gonna lie, like he the one.
Just we'll just go on to the next question. So we'll go. If you could give yourself, back to your freshman year of college self, one piece of advice, what would you tell him?
Man, I would just tell him, man, just be patient. Just be patient. To understand the process and trust the process. Like really, really trust the process and really just stick to it, man. I feel like as a freshman I was younger, like I kinda wanted to play so bad and you have high expectations for yourself and stuff like that. So I feel like red shirt and it kinda like I wanna say humbled me. It made me understand like, it wasn't my time right there, And,
Hmm.
and not not being down on myself, not being discouraged and stuff like that, and really just sticking to the plan. So I really just say this: be patient and trust the process.
Okay, yeah, pretty solid advice there.
I'd say so. Yeah, absolutely. That's advice that you can pretty much like copy paste to any situation, and
Yeah.
so that's really solid. Thank you. So I don't really have any. Go right ahead, man.
Yeah. All right. I'll kind of got just one, or I got two more questions. We'll wrap things up after that. So I know you mentioned, kind of the difference between high school to college, where everyone is just so good, you can't really win, off of just your strict like size at that point. So did you have like, they say like a welcome to the NFL, but like a welcome to, kind of college football, specifically like Big Ten college football?
Yeah, I got two. I got my first practice when I was going against like the older guys. Man, I thought I just was going to use my speed and all that, and that man. I think his name was Andrew Nelson at the time, man, he nailed me like crazy. I was like, and I was hot about it. I was pissed. I
Mhm.
was like, oh, that's when I was like, oh, yeah, I gotta get in the weight room. I gotta get in the weight room. But then I would say, when I actually started to play, I would say, we was playing. I think we was playing Ohio State. Yeah, we was playing Ohio State, and I think Garrett Sickles he was like suspended for like the first half, so I had like more playing time. So man, I beat the dude in front of me. I see JT Barrett right there, and I'm thinking I got like a clean, clear sack. You feel me? It's the whiteout. I'm a red shirt freshman. Man, I went to go sack him, and he just straight. like dipped under me and got off of me and like kept running, I was like, oh my God. Now that's when I was like, oh yeah, it's different. Like I can't just, you feel me? I gotta really finish the play. So I definitely say that though, just finishing like I thought I had him dead to rights. I know in high school I'd have made that play 10 times out of 10. So that was like a welcome moment to me because like, man, you gotta finish because these some athletes too. Like they ain't about to just go down by no little hit and stuff like that. So I definitely say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. JT Barrett, man. Haven't heard that name in a minute, but yeah.
Oh, GT Bear was solid, bro. He was
Hmm.
Hmm.
solid. He was solid.
Yeah. Some good Ohio State teams.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
a lot of good ones.
they
Yeah.
had some dogs at Ohio State. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. Like now, when I look at them, I don't really think compared to them other teams. I don't think they're good as them other teams that are.
Hmm.
mm, The talent way different. The talent was way like crazier. Like I'm saying, like when they had my freshman year, they had Ezekiel Elliott, they had Braxton Miller, they had Joey Bosa, they had some dogs. And then just playing them like every year, like they had some dogs.
Yeah, it's like every year they've got some new like top draft pick basically.
Hmm.
Right. Even on D line or uh, a skill position.
Um, I mean, honestly, like a little bit of both. You know, they kind of they
Yeah.
put in a bunch of receivers with JSN, Olave,
Oh yeah,
Terry
they had
McLaurin,
mhm.
Curtis Samuel.
yeah, Paris Campbell, they had a lot of see, it's so crazy. Terry McLaurin, when I was
Mhm.
playing, he was just a special team dude, or he had this, or they had bring him in. He just was the fast dude. But when he got to the league, man, I remember our rookie year, we played Washington. They threw him like a 80-yard touchdown bomb for a touchdown. That's why I was like, oh yeah, he real now. I ain't see that in college, but I guess because it was crowded there at Ohio State. He didn't get an opportunity, but man, I was like, man, why Ohio State wasn't playing that dude at Ohio State? Because what he doing right now in the league is crazy. He's going off.
Yeah, coming up. I mean, it was like a career year for him. He finally had a quarterback.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
was producing without a quarterback though too though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now
that's the
having
crazy
that
part.
quarterback.
It was kind of
Yeah,
like D Hop for a while. He just like didn't have consistent quarterback play, and then he got it with Jaden Daniels this year, man.
You
yeah,
love to see it.
Um, but yeah, I've got just one more question here before we kind of wrap things up. So it'd be, I mean, you played multiple careers, or not multiple careers, multiple seasons across different levels, and so just looking back at it like entirely, what would you say your favorite year of your career was?
I would have to say that year. mm, I would say that year we won the Big Ten championship. I wasn't a full time starter, but like that was like the most fun I had, and just that whole year, like what we went through so much adversity. Like the season could have been like over for us. And then just to see how resilient the whole team was, and like how we came together, and how we was able to go on that run, man, and win the Big Ten championship. I would say that 2016 year was by far my favorite year playing, and as being a part of the team, it was that year.
Yeah, I recently saw a video of Saquon dancing to Uzi in the locker room after that
Yeah,
with the
Oh
Super
yeah,
Bowl. So I can only imagine, the vibes on that team.
yeah. The vibes it was up, man, because ain't nobody had us going to win no Big Ten championship. We wasn't. They ain't even think about Penn State. So for us to do that and how it happened too, even getting in the Big Ten championship game, we down 28-7,
Mhm.
and like that game really showed the type of resilient type of team we was. It kind of told our story of how the season was. Like we was down and out, counted out. And it was only the guys that was on that team that believed in each other, and man, we made it happen. So winning that game just made it more sweeter. That's why it was this. That was like it. That's why it was the best feeling because everybody was out. Everybody was counting us out. Everybody thought we wasn't gonna do nothing. Same old Penn State and things like that. So for us to win that Big Ten championship, it was like really good. And I think yeah, they ain't won the Big Ten championship since. So it's still, I want them to, but it's still good to know that I was on that team that won that Big Ten championship.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean that's something forever, for sure. So yeah, I mean that kind of wraps things up for us. Really just want to thank you for sitting here chopping with
Absolutely.
us or chopping it up with us over the last half hour or so.
No, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Really,
Mhm.
really thankful, man. It was good talking to y'all, getting catching up, talking some football, man. I like that picture in the back too, man. That's really cool. I really like that too. I was feeling myself too after that game. I think I had like a 3-sack, 2-sack game right there.
Gotta show off then, got to.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had to flex and cross my shoulders, my arms, and look up there.
It's like when you just kind of black out in moments like that, you just start doing
Yeah,
stuff.
you just start knowing, hey, anything that like comes to your mind, you just be so excited.
Yo, yo.
Sometimes you don't even know what to do. I ain't know what to do, so I just like crossed my hands and just was looking like, just a little something.
Yeah, for sure, man. But that's gonna wrap things up for us here. I'm Christian Mitchell alongside by Cade Williams. This was our Shareef Miller interview. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.